Yeah. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I truly do. Thank you. Hope everybody had a good weekend this past weekend and, good work week last week or whatever. I was kind of busy. Pretty damn busy as usual, as always, how this thing goes. Here with the live stream, starting it out, getting fired up here on a Sunday. And I got my boy with me with my dude, the one and only.
The infamous.
The infamous. let me put you up. My man, right? Yeah.
The tired.
Yeah. Bring me them 2 dimes.
I got these brand new studio lights, man. I'm looking sexier than ever.
Let me see. Yeah, got a little bit.
Right man.
Got a little shine on the face.
Yeah, I got those ones, the hue play bars, whatever.
Yeah, a little gleam there.
Yeah, man.
Soften that
sun
gleam.
This weekend.
Soften that gleam up a little bit. There we go. Yeah, working on that. You got to set to like random or something like that?
No, I don't even know. I just turned them on. I can do all kind of crazy stuff, man. With the hue light group.
Yeah.
Whatever it's called. Yeah, they're pretty sharp, man.
Philips Hue RGB.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Get all like soften them up. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Set the mode.
Yeah, man. Setting it up.
Set that mood.
But
I think I might have to turn my key light on a little bit brighter though, man, because every time when I throw these lights up back here, matter of fact, let me see if I can turn these down. Because it's messing with my camera because of white balance. The auto white balance and something like that. You know what I mean? It's on auto. Yeah. I'm looking at here, and it's like it looks good here. Coming out here where it's transmitting over here, it's like, it's kind of looking like, it's kind of throwing it off a little bit. Let me see if I can straighten that out. Tone it down just a little bit. Is it just the one or is it both? It might be. Yeah, it's just that one. It's good enough. Yeah, screw it. It's good enough. Anyway, as I set up the what the title is, who's really accountable? And this is the question. This is the question that me and my boy are going to talk about, because my thing is this: as far as parenting is concerned, we're both parents. So, my kids are grown. I got grandbabies now. Nate's kids are coming up. I'm growing extremely fast. And the accountability, man, of the shootings that happened this past week, as far as they're starting to riot again over this deal between, Dante Wright over, what is that new, what is it called over there? New Brooklyn or something like that, over Minnesota or something like that. What is it? I think. What the hell is that called? Where it happened? That accidental shooting with the officer, right there.
Yeah.
There's mistakes, completely mistakes made. It wasn't just a mistake made with her grabbing the wrong gun at the same time, because that's just a blatant mistake. I mean, even under stress, and training, and should be training under stress to know that you have your firearm where you grabbed it, your taser, because there's a reason why they put tasers on the opposite side of the body, make it uncomfortable. So it makes it deliberate when you have to go for it. So that means the training under, you have to know this. You got to know this thing is in an uncomfortable position, either a cross chest draw, a cross draw in the hip, and a tool belt. You got to make an effort to get to it. You know what I mean? It's not supposed to be so much mind and muscle memory of grabbing your service weapon in a life or death situation. That's totally understandable being used that way. This thing, as far as with the taser, though, it's purposely put on the opposite side of the body to make sure it's an intentional grab in for a less lethal situation. Did she clearly make a mistake? Absolutely. I mean, absolutely. There's just no excuse. She knows it. Anybody else look and say, there's no excuse to make that type of mistake like that. So whatever was going through her mind, and at the point of training the officer that she had was a rookie right there who was actually trying to put the young man in handcuffs, was the guy she was training. If I remember right, as the story was going in the articles that was unleashed, with this deal I'm talking about with body cam footage, that's the guy she was training. So were there mistakes made for the rookie? Yeah, there was mistakes made too as well. Even on the rookie side of this thing is still in the training. But as I said, my thing is the accountability, bro. That's the thing that really gets me because, and this BS talk crap, promise you and me, Nate, when we get done, I am going to get this thing mapped right for the audio for my screen capture to get the audio to come through. Because like I said, we talked about it a little bit ago. It's the audio. It's routing different. It'll route through the system, but it's not routing through the headset in the system once I turn the headset on. That's just a audio mapping situation. I'll get it fixed. I'll figure out how to figure it out. I just didn't have time to mess with it. But I really want to play that video. I'm dying to play that video too. You told me about the NRA deal, man.
Oh, you shouldn't watch that?
I haven't had a chance. I saw bits and pieces of the first part of it, man. It was silly. It was funny as hell. But, yeah. But bro, what say you on this deal as far as dealing with Dante Wright? With that, as far as what you've seen so far, what's your honest opinion on it? As far as, because I'm giving mine, talking about this. Was she right? No, she was wrong. She got the appropriate charge. I think they charged her with it was aggravated or involuntary manslaughter or aggravated manslaughter.
Involuntary manslaughter. I think.
Yeah, something like that. Or some was saying it's trying to be second degree murder, but you're not going to get that. The appropriate charge would be involuntary manslaughter on that because it was clearly a mistake, a clear mistake. So the family's sitting there crying about they want capital one. It's like every time when you see a family member dies or something like that, and it seems like they've been wronged or something, and they lose a family member over something like this, the first thing you want to scream is first degree. And it's like, do you understand what first degree means? Do you understand to put a first degree charge on somebody? I mean, that's like hardcore bona fide evidence, like without a doubt that you cannot get out to be charged with, first degree murder in a situation like that. You know what I mean? Or any type of situation. Right. You got to have stuff lined up that's a smoking gun at every angle to get that. So you can't call for first degree murder on every mishap that happens. It just law doesn't work that way. So I feel she got the appropriate charge for the situation, what she did and what happened. So she's going to serve some time for it. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. She's going to get time for this, people. She's not going to get off. All right. Anybody thinks this cop is going to get off for this, you are sadly mistaken. This woman is going to serve time for this. She is. It's just for the charge, the amount of time she's going to serve. But like I said, you're not going to get first degree. That's out. And you ain't going to get second degree. That's out too. So yeah.
I think that I think look at it and see that it's. I think you got to go back to the video of the Michael Slager shooting to really see the difference. You know, like what happened here in South Carolina with Walter Scott and Michael Slager, and what happened to Deontay Wright are two totally different
situations. Yeah, two totally different ones. Yep.
That I mean, in my opinion, Michael Slager deserves the death penalty. I mean, he shot that guy 7 times.
Was that the one? That he ran away or something like that?
Yeah, he was running
away from the officer that already had his information and everything like that, and that stopped, and he took off running. The officer pulled his gun and shot him in the back.
So yeah. Well, he had before even
he went to jail for it. He definitely went to jail for it, though. He got sentenced and all that.
Well, but before he ran away from the officer. The officer caught up to him or something. He tried to run again away from the officer. He was like 20 yards, 30 yards away from him, running in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
And Slager just calmly pulled his pistol out, aimed and shot him like 7 times. And then as he's walking up, threw the taser on the ground like he was trying to plant the evidence. He didn't know he was being filmed.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, he
And
had no.
so,
Yeah, I know he didn't. Because that's
right,
what got him convicted for all of that.
right.
You
And
know.
so, if you look at that incident, okay,
But wait a minute, real
versus
quick though, didn't he have his ID when he had that whole stop and pull him over? He had to do his ID.
right, yeah,
Didn't he
right,
have
yeah,
it?
right, yeah,
Right,
right,
right.
exactly.
He had the man's ID.
Yeah,
He was like,
right. So, okay, so you
how
have that
far do you think
incident,
he's
right?
gonna run? Where do you think he's going?
Right. So you have that incident where he doesn't know he's being filmed. He doesn't
Mm-hmm.
know, the guy is obviously running away, and there's definitely something wrong in his thought process. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now you compare that to this case. Okay, so now the officer knows your body cam is on, right? She knows the body cam is on. She knows she's being
Mm-hmm.
filmed. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Um, and like I said, just goes in and does something dumb. But again, you keep belaboring a point that morning and think to herself, I am going to kill a black person today simply because they're black. And I can't, in looking at it, I can't see where she would do that. You
Right.
know, I don't know if that is something that uh, has happened in her past, which it's never been brought to light. But it's just one of those things, man, where it's just used to drive a narrative that there's all of these issues in America, and America's better today than they were, you know, 50 years ago.
Right.
And it's better for all people. So I just, is it does she deserve time? Absolutely.
Oh
She
God.
killed a guy. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
She reached for her service pistol, or she reached for the taser, she said, and pulled out a
Right.
service
But
pistol.
didn't realize
You
under
know,
stress she pulled a
I,
motor reflexes under stress, pulling her service
it's
weapon.
almost like it's almost like
Clearly
police
incompetent
aren't
mistake.
allowed to have police aren't allowed to have emotions in the moment.
This is what
You know
they.
what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's almost like they're not allowed to have it. And it's hard because when you decide to draw that pistol, uh, it's a serious thing,
Right.
and but to see that as a political tool to paint America in a uh, certain light isn't right. The argument is, well, look at all these incidences, but all these instances, okay, but the people that when you really look at it, all of the incidences, there's one thing in common, man.
Mm-hmm.
Outside are the police are just dead wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yep.
the Slager case, and I would argue, Castro. It just there are incidences of police overreach. Absolutely, there are absolute reasons. Times when the police are just dead wrong. But if you look at it, man, if you are out at 2 o'clock in the morning as a 13-year-old with a
Yeah. Yeah.
handgun,
Hold on. Yeah. Hold on. Like I said, we're talking about Dante Wright though. I'm gonna move on to that because he's next.
oh,
That's
but yeah,
next.
okay, so yeah, even then, why are you? Okay, so listen, I have been pulled over. Okay, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm white. I understand it. If I'm saying I'm not trying to complain or compare myself to, the um how a black person feels when they get pulled over. But all I do, man, is I'm just cool. Like I just sit there and I'm out. Well, damn, I got pulled over. I treat him like a human being, and it's over. I mean, I don't view as getting pulled over as getting asked to step out of the car. I don't view that as they're trying to control me or take away my rights, or they're not trying to do those things. So it's just not a it's just not a competition for me. I screwed up and I did it, and I've never even been um, questioned more than outside of the issue. And even if you are questioned, just answer the questions. Just answer the question. If you're not doing,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Right.
What's the
Yeah.
problem?
What's wrong? That's what I'm saying. Like I said, man, the accountability. Who's really accountable here on this? If you teach your children right, like said, would you teach yours? I teach mine the same way. If you pulled over or something like that, and this is the thing that Trevor Noah was talking about, the talk or whatever, something, trying to make this like it's totally racial. This thing ain't racial. because white people and other, Hispanic, everybody, they have this same talk. It ain't just black. It ain't just the black, the black community having this talk. It's common sense. It's a common sense talk that you have with your kids, When you sit here and talk to them, you give them, say, hey, look, you ever get pulled over, be compliant, keep your hands in plain sight, be compliant, and do everything that they tell you to do. The only goal you need to do is make sure you come home safe tonight. So it's in a traffic stop or whatever you do. It's like, but as far as this unbelievable defiance gets me, it's like, what is with the defiance with authority in a situation such as this, like traffic stops out here? That's when I teach my students the same thing on this. When I talk about it, I say, look, out in the street, you are not going to win this. You're not going to win this with police in the street. If you got an issue or something like that, to where it's something that needs to be drug into court, get a name. If there's something that they're doing wrong, you think they're doing wrong, then there'd be a case about it. Get a lawyer and do this thing the legal way. At least that way you're safe. People think it's a judge and a jury and a trial. It's going to happen out here on the highway when something goes down that they don't like, or maybe something they might be into or whatever. You know what I mean? That's neither here nor there. My thing is, what I'm saying is that you are not going to win that battle in the street. You're not going to win that, no matter how much you try to argue, what you try to say. Things can always escalate to where it may spell out bad for you and the cop as well. But when they're out there in that situation at that moment, their job is to control this situation because of the environment, what's going on. It ain't got nothing to do with race, And when they're talking about as far as pulling you over, profiling, it's like, look, get real, man. All right, everybody gets profiled to a degree. It depends on what happens in the area. Should it happen? No. Is it human nature? We profile a lot of things as humans, and just don't admit.
Well, you think about it this way: if I go, just like this, bro. Listen, here's the thing: if I go out, right, myself, if I go to a club, right, and it's mostly a African American club, they see me, what are they gonna say about me? That dude can't dance. That is a white boy. He can't. Okay, the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like you just looked at me and passed some judgment. Now it ain't right. You know what I'm saying? It's not. And it's hard to compare the racial profiling and not being able to dance because I'm white. You know what I'm saying? But that thought process, I'm talking about the process of the thinking is the same. You know what I mean? Like people will pass judgment on somebody because they're looking as the way they look. You know what I mean? If you go in like if you ever seen the movie that Pursuit of Happiness, where he goes into that job interview and he had just gotten arrested. He's painted. He came into this room, he had jeans and wife beater on, and he's going in for a job. It's the way that you present yourself. You know what I mean? Like, so that's why with a job interview, you dress a certain way because you're presenting yourself as how you want to be looked at. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. There's got to be some onus on the way that people behave, and I don't know if it's always done that.
Right, like you said when you walk in their club, they look at you and say, "What, bro?"
Yeah. Oh, here
Bruh.
yeah. Yeah, right. But I mean, like, my whole listen, my whole issue is that the first thing that is said is race. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like the first thing that's said. No, that dude looks like he's that particular dude. If he's white, black, whatever, that dude is acting weird, and you are making me feel uncomfortable.
Right.
That guy, you follow what I'm saying? If that guy happens to be black, okay, whatever. But it's that particular gentleman, not
exactly.
Like,
bro.
I don't care if he's white, black, or different. He's
right. It don't matter.
On the street.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? He's walking down the street, and it's 2:00 in the morning, and he's walking in front of my house. You're making me feel kind of, what's going on.
Right.
Now,
you looking
if you
shady.
happen to be black, or you happen to be white, the fear or the uncertainty is the same.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's the same. I don't care.
Right.
It's not the fact that you are of a different race. It's the action that you are doing
Exactly.
You know
Exactly.
what I mean?
And exactly,
So
because I'm the same way. You look shady to me. You just look shady. You should know. I
right.
picked that stuff. I picked that out for years, bro. For all the years I spent bouncing in and out of clubs. You know, you just get used to seeing people, certain people, when they come in. Every bouncer out here knows. Anybody that's done security in bars and stuff, man, guys, we know. You've been doing it long enough. You know how to pick up on individuals that's shady. You know how to pick up on individuals that's about to pop something off. You know what I mean? You just know. Over time, you just know. You get that vibe. They got that look.
Mm-hmm.
They got that demeanor. You know how to pick them out like that. You know, and understand. You'll pay more focus and attention on said. And it don't matter if he's white, black, Hispanic,
Right.
Asian. It
It's
it
the
makes
it's the
no
action.
difference.
It's the
Exactly.
action. It's the
Exactly.
resisting arrest. It's the
Right.
walking down an alleyway at 2 o'clock in the morning, and
Exactly.
you could just be coming home from something, and that's fine. But if you get stopped and pull over and just stop and say, hey, I'm coming home from the club, or you know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
I'm not saying that you can't come walk down an alley at 2 a.m. I mean, hell, I've done it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
But
yeah.
if someone of authority asks you about it, just tell them, man, listen, here's my ID. I'm trying to get home. I've had too much to drink. I didn't want to drive.
Right.
I'm
And one
walking
drive.
home.
Yeah, I'm walking home. You know.
But done. You know what I mean? Like that's not a difficult thing. And you have to presume there's a difference between the presumption of guilty before innocent, right?
Right.
And the cautious behavior of approaching somebody that looks suspicious. And
Right.
like you have to be able to separate the two. It doesn't, if you're acting suspicious, if I'm saying if you're white, black, whatever, if you're acting
Mm-hmm.
suspicious, all that innocent until proven guilty and all that stuff, that's tainted a little bit. If I'm saying
Yeah, it
because
becomes
your
tainted.
your action is causing something to feel a certain type of way.
And it's the thing. It's
And
called
again, it
probable
has no
cause. It's a
right.
thing called
It has
probable cause. When the
nothing to
police
do.
arrest you, the police pull you over. If they got a reason to pull you over, it's not so much saying it's profiling. Like I said with Dante Wright, they pulled him over because his tags was expired. The media, or whatever, come out and said, well, he pulled him over because it was an air freshener hanging from his mirror. That's a bunch of BS. I don't care because it can be illegal in every state, though. Not every cop is pulling you over for no damn air freshener hanging from your mirror. Get the hell on somewhere with that. I'm not buying that. The media damn straight said that, and I'm like, okay, lie number one. All right, they ran it. Tags was expired on his plate. Not only that, when he ran his plate, that's when the warrant came up. That popped up. He had a warrant for his arrest. This is the rest that's coming out of the story. I believe the warrant was saying it was aggravated armed robbery that the warrant was
So
for.
so even okay. So look.
So,
So now you got a cop, right?
right.
You got a female cop sitting in the car. She knows that walking up to the car. She knows that, right?
In the middle
So
of
now,
remember, in the middle of training, she's training an officer
right.
from
So
right out
now,
there. She's in the
okay.
middle of that too, and got to deal with that as well.
So now, is she going up to that car with, knowing that guy is capable
Mm-hmm.
of aggravated armed robbery? That's a
Right.
serious charge.
It's a
You know what
serious,
I
yeah.
mean? Like,
Because at this point, what do you think? If you know when this is coming up with that warrant, like what you're saying, aggravated armed robbery, what is that telling you?
right?
Did
It's
this vehicle
almost like
just pull over?
if you do a
Like,
right if
is
you
there a
do a
potential
babysitter
weapon in the
check.
car? You know?
Right. If you do a check of you're getting looking for a babysitter for your kid, right? And you
Right.
do a check on a babysitter, right? And a guy comes up with some pedophilish charges, right?
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to approach that situation? Are you
Right.
going to just say, "Oh, here you go, here's my kid"? You know what I mean? Are you going to be cautious? Are you going to
Right.
be worried? Are you going to be afraid? Are you going to be all of that? Now, nowhere in my sentence am I saying he deserved to be shot. That's
Right.
not what I'm saying. But it's not for the reasons that are being used to push whatever narrative.
Right.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean? I'm not saying that she was okay in what she did. That's not
No,
what
God
I'm
no.
saying.
God no.
But you got to think of before you say this person's is killing him because he's black or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you have to look at and be able to put yourself in that person's shoes.
Right.
If I'm saying put myself in Michael Slager's shoes and say, "Oh, I understand how he felt." That's not going to happen because he was. I mean, he's wrong. He's dead wrong, and he deserves.
He
He's
deserved
trying
the
to get out.
charge that he got. Exactly. And that
He
was, they
deserved
charged him right.
death
Right. He
penalty. You know what I
deserved
mean?
it.
Like,
He
in my
definitely
opinion,
deserved it.
you know what I mean? But if I can understand being afraid of a guy who, are you gonna let him in your house? Are you gonna, hey, come on in?
Right.
Yeah. No, you're not. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I just hate that it keeps happening. I
So do
don't
I.
understand. I don't understand. I don't understand it. I don't understand. You know, why people keep getting shot. But at some point, your community has got to look in. Let's say
It's
you,
got
your
to.
community. I don't mean you in particular. I just mean the community that you live in has got to look at it and say, "Dude, listen, we've got to do better as a people as well." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
we've got to do better. Everybody's got to do better. Everybody, black people, white people, Latino people, Mexican people,
Everybody.
everybody's got to do better. Because listen, there's so much good going on in this world right now. There's
And it's being
so much good.
overshadowed. Right. But it's being
Yeah, bro.
overshadowed with this BS, man, that the media is
Yeah.
pushing
There's
this
a
crap,
video.
dog.
Listen, there's a video. And it's the coolest guy. A I might get the races mixed up. It's either a white guy whose daughter was killed or a black man who I think it's a white guy whose daughter was killed in a horrific car accident, and they were able to use the girl's heart to save the life of I think it's either I think it's a black man, right? And so the white guy, did like a fundraiser bike ride, whatever, to go meet this guy, and they come into each other, and he has a stethoscope on, and he's listening to the heartbeat of the black guy, who is actually his daughter's heart. You know what I'm saying? And the way that they embrace, I mean, you could just see the humanity in both of them. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't matter what their backgrounds were. It didn't matter. They were both. And you're telling me that, you know what I mean? Like, and that happens so often. If I'm
Right.
saying where there's out where there's these three black guys who were helping this old white lady with her groceries. You know what I mean? And they're black teenagers, and they're typical black teenagers, but they were helping, and in the conversation or whatever, when they were having a conversation, they just clicked. And so now these three black kids, teenagers, deliver their groceries to them, this old, like, 90-year-old white lady makes dinner for the kids, and they kick it. You know what I'm saying? They hang out and talk. You know what I mean? Like, but where are the news? You know what I mean? That's not making the news. It's just and that is the unfortunate part, because that happens all the time. You know what I mean? It just happens on a monumental scale. But I don't ever see it. I don't ever see it. All I see is bad whitey cop shooting a black guy because he's black.
That's the narrative. Exactly. That's the bull crap narrative that's being pushed.
That is happening.
And not highlighting, like you said, the good that is going on in communities, the good that's going on all over. There's so much more of that.
There's so much good.
So much more that.
There's so many black people
so much
helping
more.
white people. There's so many white people helping, but
Exactly.
my neighbors next door, they are Filipino. You want to talk about the coolest guys and gals? You're like, I'm talking anything. If I'm out there working, he comes over, hey, need some help, whatever. I try. My wife helps out with his daughter with school. I mean, but
bro, I got two
on
friends of mine, man.
scale.
Filipino man, have been known since high school.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
for real. It's still on my Facebook, man. To see what I'm doing. You know what I mean? It's still my cat.
It just doesn't push the proper narrative, so you don't hear about it and you don't read about it. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no money in that. You know what I mean? There's no electoral power in that. There's no political power in that. There's no. It's just, you know what I mean? So everyone's got to have a problem, because if you don't have a problem, then
selling people's pain, anguish, misery, animosity, the entire, man. Is, like I said before, the oldest. It's the oldest tactic in warfare: divide and conquer. It's been that way for centuries, centuries, and centuries. It's still going on. Still, even now, it's just a different form of it, and it's a different form. Personally, I think that's being driven by the media. Is divide and conquer. When you get people pissed off at each other for every damn thing that's going on, and not putting a light on the ones who's pushing the buttons, who's actually doing this. You know what I mean? Truly doing this. You having the media's help drive this crap. It's got everybody at everybody's throats, man, and just hostile, and just that it is a bunch of bull crap, man. It's this total bunch of bull crap. And you and me both, we see it all the time. We get sick of it. I get sick and tired looking at it. I was like, damn good and well, there's so much more good, so many more decent people in this country, but the media shines a light on all the bull crap. You know what I mean? And I'm tired of looking at it like that. I'm sick of looking at it because it ain't that way.
It's just, it's just quick. I mean, it's just, I don't know, man. I
Bro, believe me, there's times I turn it off. There's times I turn it off. My mind can only handle so much of this crap after a while. I got to turn it off. I'm not lying. I'm like, dude, I ain't trying to deal with this today, man. I don't want to see this crap.
I was listening to this morning. We were at a softball tournament and we were at a hotel room this morning. It just happened just this morning. And this week came on, that TV show This Week came on. Mm-hmm. And they had this dude on there, man. He was a black guy, and he was talking he was pissing me off because he was talking crap about our country, like how racist and system and
it's just a bunch of Marxist bull crap.
No proof, just saying, right? If I'm saying, because that's the problem. That's the problem. When you're allowed to just say things and not have to back it up with actual statistical facts, that's the problem. Because I'm looking at the TV and I'm looking at my daughter. She's watching this thing, right? And I think my wife kind of just knew what I was thinking, because now my daughter is being indoctrinated into this. In the meantime, she wants to talk to you because you're Uncle Mike. You follow what I'm saying? And my daughter is whiter than a snowflake. You know what I mean? But you're Uncle Mike, and then my friend Tuck was just down and giving him a big. I mean, like, but yet she's watching this, and we had to turn it off because you could just see the impact. I mean, like it's almost like it's the indoctrination.
Yes.
To believing, you know what I mean? Yes. That this is the way things are.
Right. And they're preaching this crap in schools, bro. They are trying to drive this crap, man. Even down as far as kindergarten, trying to drive this racist difference narrative, man. And I'm just like, dude, you sitting there, you sitting there trying to drill something into my kid that's not even there.
But here's the thing, though. But my point to all that, it rides on what we were talking about as far as accountability. Okay, that is my daughter. You know what I'm saying? I'm accountable for everything that she ingests in her brain, in her mind.
Right.
I am accountable. I am responsible for that. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be darned if I'm going to allow that poison to believe that there's some type of divide when her daddy's two best friends are both black. You know what I'm saying? And she doesn't even understand. Like, she just doesn't. There is no, like, even process of I don't like you because of that reason. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So looking at pure skin
accountable. Tone. Right. I am accountable for parenting her. You know what I'm saying? In the fact, in a certain, what I feel is correct. You know what I mean? And so she is not going to listen to that, and she's going to use her own brain and think for herself. You know what I mean? And say, and be able to point out and say, that's bullcrap.
Exactly.
That's the truth.
Exactly. And she'll see more of that. She'll see more of that as you, Dad, seeing like what he's saying and the way my daddy lives, my mom lives. She sees how you two interact with other people of different nationalities.
That's right.
That's why when she gets as she's getting older, she can look at this and go, just like you said, that's bullcrap, because what you're trying to say, I don't see that in my life. I look out other places and I don't see that in other people's lives either. You know, so why you focused on one thing, trying to tell me is this way, and it's not. It's not. Okay.
Right. And that is the accountability. I am accountable for that. I am making sure that she understands the difference. You know what I mean? That in the long run is going to pay off, because I'm raising her a certain type of way. I'm raising her to not to say that she doesn't see color, or to say that to not see color is the way to go, that's incorrect. I want her
Right.
to see color. I want
And
her to be able to say that's a black man and understand the struggles and the plight and the culture
but
of all the different races. But
but also
to
understand,
respect it. You know what I mean?
right, but also respect that, but also understand that it is not what other people or media is trying to tell you it's a certain way. She's
Right.
understand that it's like, it ain't that. Because I tell you what, a lot of that, man, is getting lost on the simple fact of lost
Right.
history of black people, and not just the bullcrap Marxist history that they want to tell you about, that every black person was a slave, when that's not even true, because not every black person was a slave in this country. We only received 4% of the slave trade to begin with that came west anyhow. So all 64% of that. So let's get off of the BS and the victimhood crap, man, of slavery that happened 200 years, 300 years, 400 years ago. Let's get off of that. Oh my God. Of course, mom's going to call right at the wrong time.
But it's
but
I think part of the problem too, man, is that we've lost the value of struggle. You know
right.
what I mean? Value in struggling. There's a value in um, getting dirty and picking yourself up and going. You know what I mean?
And
And
understanding with
uh,
that, if you lose, learn to do better so you can do
right,
better the next time that you go at it. You're not a victim.
right,
You not get off
right.
this victimhood. I can't stand this victimhood mentality. I can't stand it. God, I can't stand it.
And
Everybody
I
just
don't.
wallows in it, man. Like it's like you get some notoriety, some fame, or people just love being hitted or something. Like, I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you
So
on that?
like I said, I don't know. I just think that again, um, the accountability. We've got to look at each other and say, you know, uh, the Toledo and
Yeah,
Deontay Wright, you know, they got they killed a long time ago. You know what
right.
I mean?
You're like,
Like
and that's exactly it. That's the next thing I want to talk about, because
you know,
we did Deontay Wright. This is the thing with Adam Toledo now. Now let's talk about that seriously. As I said, the way I title is "Who's Really Accountable." What you just said is, you damn right. These kids' life, this kid's life, and the other one were on a path that was heading very very bad place,
yeah.
and to the ultimate point of what happened to both of them, especially Adam Toledo, say Toledo or Toledo, especially him, 13 years old, man, 2:30 in the morning, hanging out with
Let's
a
just stop,
21-year-old.
bro. Let's just stop there.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
just stop there.
exactly. I said the thing, everybody talking about this police shooting. I'm like, wait a minute, whoa, whoa. A cop shot a 13-year-old running down the alley at 2:30 in the morning. Hold up. 13-year-old running down a dark alley with a gun at 2:30 in the morning. What the hell is that?
Yeah.
What the hell is a 13-year-old running the streets for? 2:30
Right.
in the morning. Not only that, hanging out with a 21-year-old kid. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm suspicious of that. I'm like, wait a minute. You hanging out with a 21-year-old kid, you 13 years old. You got a 7-year difference. The only damn thing you two should have in common is Call of Duty. All right. You know what I'm saying? I'm being real. I'm being
And not
real
even
about it.
that.
That's the only
And that,
damn thing you two should seriously have in common with each other to even think about talking about or hanging out about is Call of Duty,
right,
playing video games
bro.
or
And
something
and
like
listen,
that.
and not even that, because doggone well when Isaac and Braden play,
Yeah,
and there's 7,
right,
everyone is muted except for a select 3 people.
right.
That's it.
That's it.
Everyone else is muted. They're not allowed to talk.
They don't
Like,
hear,
you
right.
know
They
what I
don't
mean?
hear all
It's
that garbage, right. They don't hear that trash
right.
coming from anybody else,
Correct.
But that's what I'm saying.
It's
They're,
parenting.
Exactly. Exactly. That's the thing. People say you let your 6-year-old play Call of Duty. It's like, yeah, because my 6-year-olds are mature enough to understand this is a video game.
Right.
Daddy's in
And I
control of this
talk to him.
deal.
That's
Right.
right.
I
I
said
talk to him.
they know
I
this thing
talk.
is
I
not
parent them.
real. They know it's
They're
not
not going.
real. They
They're
know
not
they ain't going out.
this.
Exactly. And both of them extremely
It's
smart. They're both of them extremely smart. They know
if I
better. You know
thought
what I'm saying? They know better.
right.
But
And if
like
I
I
thought
said,
for a second, that they weren't able to handle it, it'd be a whole. No, they don't play
that's
Grand Theft
right.
Auto because they can't handle that. You
You're
know what
right.
I'm saying?
Exactly.
But a parent, you have to be accountable to get up and get your kids to school. And I understand that I understand that there's situations. I'm not downplaying the struggles that single parents have, that that black males have. I'm not downplaying all of it. But here's the bottom line. Gary Vee says it best. Nobody gives a fuck.
Right.
Nobody cares.
Nobody
Get
cares.
up and together and go about your business. If I'm saying handle your business.
Told my kids the same thing like that, bro. When they was coming up, I said, look here. I told them, I said, look here. The only people that truly care about you in this world, me, your grandma, your grandpa, your immediate family, and seriously, and the close members of the family. I said,
that's right.
Anybody else outside of that, they don't give a flying fuck about you. They don't care about you at all. They don't care if you live or die. No one cares. No one cares.
But
they really don't care.
They
don't care.
They don't care.
They don't.
You know what I mean?
So that's like I said. This is where you got to. You got to learn to take care of yourself in this. You know.
That's right.
And understand understand the ones
you can do it, man. You can
about you. Right. Understand the ones that truly care about you. That's the ones you should be listening to. These are the ones you should be paying attention to. You know, like I said, everybody else can tell you this, and that, but at the end of the day, I don't give a damn. You know,
the number one skill I think that is the hardest one to learn, especially in the teenage years and in middle school. I understand it, but I think the hardest skill to learn is to be able to look at your circle and to know who genuinely has your back and who is just there. You know what I mean? Like that.
Hanging
that's
on.
A skill set to have. You know what I mean? That's
hanging on.
Set.
Understand who's hanging on to your coattails. And who's got your back? If you go to the hospital and you laid up in the hospital over a car accident or something like that, and you find out when you need help, you find out who's got your back, real quick.
Yeah, and and putting you in bad situations.
Right. Right.
Because that is a skill set, and
bro,
it's just one of those things. You got to figure out, because this isn't the world is not gonna stop. You know what I mean? They're not. People are. Billionaires are still going to be billionaires, and strugglers are still going to be strugglers. And winners win. I can't explain it any better, but winners win.
It's called
and if
life.
You have a culture of losing, that's what's going to happen. Period.
Right.
Period.
Look at Detroit Lions.
All the consequences that come with that, all the consequences that come with losing, you're going to face.
Yeah.
That's it. You got to. There are countless people that are making. You know what I'm saying? There are countless people that have no racial issues whatsoever. You know what I mean?
Bro.
There's a lot more of them than there are of the other kind. You know what I mean?
Right. Like I said, with this the deal with Adam Toledo, dude, there is seriously no damn excuse. There's no damn excuse you have as a parent to have your child let him run in the streets with a gun at 2:30 in the morning. You got no excuse. I don't give a damn what you say. Your aunts, families, whatever like that. I mean, let's find out. Let me see. Single parent home? I think so. Because I hear nothing about his daddy or nothing like that, but his mother. So we'll hear more about the story and find out. Either way, if your mama ain't out there hunting you down, you know what I mean? Hunting you down at 2:30 in the morning, ready to plant her foot deep in your butt, because you out running the streets at 2:30 in the morning. He should be out there hunting you down for sure, getting ready to plant his foot in your butt, because you ain't got no business running around at 13 years old. Seriously, you got no excuse. You got no excuse, man.
Listen, it only takes one or two times. That's it for a kid to understand. Ooh, I crossed the line.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That it only takes one or two times, and if you do it right and you point it out and you parent them. It only takes now. As they get older, they find new trouble to get into. You know
exactly. Right.
But that's normal. That's
right.
And that we all got in trouble, and
that's the growing pains of life.
You don't, and only that, but you don't deserve to die for that either. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
However, through the making of mistakes as you're growing up, right, and getting punished, you develop a line, and you know. You know what I mean? You know, okay, that's gonna cross. If my daughter had a handgun at 2:30 in the morning, first off, she would never. I mean, she wouldn't do. You know what I mean? Because you start developing a line. You know what I mean? And if you don't get parented correctly in the beginning, you don't have a line, so you don't know when to stop. You know what I mean? And you just keep on going. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, that's what happened. And you can't blame it. The cop wants to go home just like anybody else.
Exactly.
Just because he's wearing a police uniform doesn't make him a monster. Just like you wearing the color black in your skin doesn't make you a criminal.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's the same thing with your skin being white.
Thing.
Don't make you a white supremacist. You know what I mean? It don't make you anything else like that. They want to label you like that. Exactly. You know, that's what they said as soon as you hit the door. You hit the door, it was like this. It's like, wait a minute, my man got some moves. He all right.
But
he hang around brothers for nothing.
This dude
didn't learn to
came in. This dude turned around with a gun in his hand.
Yes.
What do you at 2:30
bro
is gonna happen?
That officer, bro, you saw the body cam footage, right? You saw the body cam footage when he was chasing him down the alley, right? Yeah. He told him what he said. He's like, stop. He's like, drop it like that. He said he saw the gun. He saw it. He saw the gun in his right hand. He saw it. And by the time when that kid threw it behind the fence in that broken spot in the fence and threw it in that same and throwing his hands up, I'm telling people, man, and other police officers to tell you the same thing. I know this to be true. I've even said something about it because I know it's true. Your brain under stress with your adrenaline pumping cannot process that motion that fast. It cannot process that motion the way the kid body was bladed, the way he bladed from the last point where that officer saw that gun in his right hand. He could not see it when it was on the opposite side of him, tossing it behind the fence and in one motion turning with his hands up. The brain can't process that information that quick, not under stress and adrenaline, not that fast. What that officer processed and what he saw at the last moment, what he saw was that gun in that kid's right hand. And that's exactly what he was looking at. Showed it even on his body cam footage. Because I screenshot it. I screenshot and slowed it down to where and circled it where you could see the gun was right in his right hand. So as soon as that shot went off, that shot went as soon as the kid turned toward the officer's processing that he still has that gun in his hand. He's running with it. He sees him running with it. You know what I mean? And at that last split second moment, he turns and it's like, well, he didn't have it in his hand. The cop saw that gun when him running down the alley with that gun in his hand. So that's the last thing that's going to run through his mind. Even when he gets up close to him, that's the last thing his brain is going to process is the threat of that firearm right there. The kid unfortunately got shot. But like I said, if he'd have had his blood at home, shouldn't have been out.
What would have happened if that cop approached that?
You're right. Huh? Yeah, what Sean said right here when he said that, when he let it come. Yeah. What he said, Big Sean said, I agree. I believe the parents should be held accountable. It's an unfortunate situation. That's right. 100%. You're damn right they should be held accountable for this. You ain't got no business. You got a minor running around out there in the middle of in Chicago. You already know the intensity level of out in Chicago is extremely high out there because of what they got to deal with every single day, and especially coming around on the weekends, man. They just get flat buck wild. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you got to deal with this too, and this is coming out of a 13-year-old man running around, first of all, illegally holding a handgun, possessing a handgun, running with that, and then he's sitting here running down a dark alley at 2:30 in the morning. After shots were fired, there's a reason why the cops even got called out to this situation because it was out there shooting the damn gun off. That was gun was shooting off, popping shots off, and discharging the city. Heard it a lot of day. Pop, 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 pop. You heard the damn shots going. It led to that chase, and now 13-year-old's gone, man. 13-year-old kid is gone. For some stupid crap, man. Damn right. Damn right.
That's
need to be held accountable.
That's on the parents, man.
Exactly.
That's on the parents. You know what I mean?
I cannot sit here and fault that police officer for doing his job.
Is he getting charged? Is he getting charged?
He won't get charged. That's a clean shoot. You just can't. That's like I said through the body cam footage and the situation how it was going. There's just no way. There's no way you can try to throw. When the kid clearly had a gun in his hand.
Here's the saddest part, man. Here's the saddest part too. Okay, I have to assume is a good person, right?
Yeah, even the body cam footage. You see the body cam footage. He was trying to revive the kid. He was like, "You okay?" They worked on trying to revive him. The kid was gone.
So now he's got that on his conscience. Like he knows that And now he's going back. This is what I talked about last week, man. As far as counseling and getting our,
Bro.
you have to assume he's a good. And just like I
Yes.
have to assume that you're a good guy, or whomever, you have to assume that people are good. You know what I
Right.
mean? So okay, so if that has to be afforded to a black person that's acting suspicious, you have to do the same for that cop. You follow what I'm
Right.
saying? You
Right.
have to assume that he's a good guy because I have to assume, you know what I mean, that you're a good guy. You follow what I'm saying? So
Yep.
now I hear who killed a kid. Yeah, I mean, if that black, white, whatever, I don't even know how I could even continue on being anything. I mean, I would just be destroyed. You know what
Bro,
I mean? Like,
think about how it's gonna mess with you too if you got kids. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I don't know if this
Oh my
officer
God.
has kids. Bro, if he's got kids of his own and he just sat here and because of an unfortunate situation like that, think about how that's
Yeah.
gonna mess with him, man. How that's gonna play on his mind. That's
Yeah.
like,
He's
dude,
not
you
just
sitting there
gonna.
trying to
He's not
raise your
just.
own children like this, and you just and a 13-year-old, you look at your child, you don't think that's gonna roll through your head. It's like my kid's getting older now. You know, the situation I just
Sorry.
went through here with a 13-year-old kid, and my children are young and they're getting old soon. They're gonna be 13. You don't think that's not
Right.
gonna play back through his head again or what happened? That's gonna mess with him for the rest of his life like that, you know? And I feel so
Yeah.
bad for him, seriously, because, bruh, like I said, man, all of this, seriously, it comes, as I said, when I titled this, what we thought about who's really accountable in this situation. The media is trying to pin law enforcement to be accountable, when in both of these incidents, both of these situations, man, this comes down from the home. And there's been so many more just like this, to where it starts at home, man. It starts at
Yeah.
home. Is what is it that you're doing with your child, man? You do the best that you can to discipline your child and bring them up right. The path that they take later on in life, when they get to a certain age, man, you just do the best you can as a parent, you know, but eventually they do have to live their own life. You know what I mean? And they got to,
Yeah.
but you do the best that you
That's
can to make sure you
oh,
don't
excuse me.
set them up. You don't set them up for failure, such as
That's right.
situations like this between both of them, because both of them lost their life, man, because of things that they should have known better, should have been taught better, and should have been raised better. You know what I mean? No
Yeah.
excuse. I don't care what you say about this. Ain't no damn excuse. The officer up in Minnesota gonna get the charge that she's gonna get because that was just purely incompetent. Purely incompetent. She screwed up, and she screwed up bad. And that just negated all the lives that she might have saved, she might have helped in her 26 years on the force. One shooting just negated all of that. One
Yep.
accidental screw up just negated all of that. And it was a pure screw
Yep.
up on her part. Media's trying to paint it as something being racist. It wasn't racial, man. She just screwed up. She totally screwed up. You know. So it had
Again,
nothing to do with race. Nothing to do with
you have
race.
to you
Period.
have to compare you have to compare uh apples to apples. You have to
Right.
look at the one that I believe was, I don't know about race, but I don't know what the Michael Slager, I don't know what was
Yeah.
his motive. I mean,
I have
you
no
have to
idea
assume
either.
race. You know what I mean? Look
Something
at
because
that
that
compared to
that shooting was like, dude, what the hell do
what
you
is
got going on? What the hell do you
yeah,
in
yeah.
your mind, in your
And
head,
I don't
to
think I
pull
don't think
something like that? It's like, are you kidding
yeah.
me?
And then but like I said, I don't think that any of us have ever said that there aren't racist cops
Right.
or bad cops. There,
Right.
that's without a doubt. If I'm saying, just like there's anything else.
Yep.
However, if you look at the system as a whole, it's a very small amount of people. You know what I
It's
mean?
so sad, right?
You know what
It's
I mean?
just so sad, bro. It's so sad, as I said, seeing it's so sad seeing this play out the way it played out, where two young kids' lives were lost, but due to
Stupidity.
just stupidity. Exactly. Stupid.
Stupidity.
Just not being,
Stupid.
just being stupid. You resist an arrest. You know why you resist an arrest? Because it ran a warrant. You got a warrant on you for an arrest. Okay.
For
So
armed robbery, that's
for
important.
aggravated
You
armed,
don't.
yeah, aggravated
It's
armed
not
robbery. That is
shoplifting. It's not
the misdemeanor. I'm
jaywalking.
going, what the hell is a misdemeanor about that, dude? That's aggravated armed
Yeah.
robbery. I mean, that's the charge that I've heard so far about this.
Yeah. If that is the case, if I'm saying that
Right.
is directly tied to gun
Yeah.
potential,
Right. That's like I said, most dangerous, right? And the dangerous damn thing is what you said. First of all, I'm watching this and I'm looking at this going, okay, trying to arrest this kid. First of all, you still standing in the door of the vehicle right there in the driver's seat. So that's too close. Really, honestly, if you're going under arrest, they bring you around to the back of the car. That way you don't have a quick move. What that kid did was a quick move to jump back in the car. The cops tell you that's the most dangerous damn thing because you haven't searched the car yet for a weapon. You don't know if there's a weapon in there. If he jumped back in the car real quick and grabbed a weapon, girl in Tennessee that just got shot. Remember the girl in Tennessee that just happened back here a few weeks ago? Look at that deal. Look at that situation. You know? And to say, you're trying to say, what, you gonna ride over that? How you gonna ride over that? That girl running around in a dope boy's car for one. She had dope on her in her purse. I mean, you know, and on top of that, a gun. And she had a gun in the field. This gun that she shot the cop with. He returned fire and got hit, and she wound up dying from all it. You know what I mean? When she went down the road. So you let it, like I said, try not to let her back into the car. When she got back in the car, that's dangerous as hell because that's a cop will tell you. You don't let them back in the car because if you haven't searched the car yet, they could have a weapon. She had a gun. Boom, shot the officer, shot him one time. He returned fire and hit her with it. But that's dangerous as hell. Cops get shot so quick over that, man. So the kid jumped back in the car. Danger number one right there. You just let him back into the vehicle. Danger, mistake number two, I should say not danger, but mistake number one, you let him back in the car. Mistake number two, well, you should have rolled him back there so you wouldn't have had quick access to get back in. Mistake number two, under stress, after pulling that for a warrant for his arrest for aggravated armed robbery, like I said, that will signal to an officer, especially when you haven't checked the car yet to see if there's a weapon in it. That would signal something as far as being stressed at a stressful situation at that. So when she screamed taser, 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 mind and muscle memory under stress, what do you go to? You go to your main service weapon if you feel danger and stress at that imminent moment. Did she screw up? Absolutely, she screwed up because if she's screaming taser, she's know the difference of where a taser is and her gun. She thought she had her taser in her hand. But I'm sure she pulled a gun. She had her hand on the gun and pulled it out. Once he jumped back into the car, like I said, in rolling that scenario out, you didn't check the car yet. He might have a gun. If he's got a weapon in her hand ready to return fire. So she screwed up. She screwed up big time. She gonna have to face the charges for it. But like I said, if he wasn't resisting arrest, first of all, if he got his tag straight, he would have got pulled over for expired tags. So they couldn't run the plate to find out if he had a damn warrant on him. See what I'm saying? That's his screw up. You ain't doing what you're supposed to do. Okay? So they run your tags. You got expired tags. Run your tags. Find out this crap that pops up on you too. Now you in a situation. I bet now, bro, if he just would not have resisted arrest, take the arrest, deal with it downtown. You know what I mean? Yeah. Deal with it downtown. I think that she get cuffed up and deal with it. Huh?
And you know, it was a training. So yeah. I'm almost willing to bet that she was using that expired tag as a way to teach. And then when it came across armed robbery, she was probably like, oh, crap.
I'm over my head. Which right, this point, just got serious. This just got real. Yeah, you know, this traffic stop. Point, this traffic stop. You got to remember, people, it started as a traffic stop. That's what it was, just a traffic stop. Everything unfolded when they pulled up more info on. That's when everything rest of it unfolded.
The other thing that she did wrong too, man, is you know you're training a guy, right? You're training an officer with you, right? You know you have a potentially deadly situation. She should have called for backup before she approached that car.
But that's the thing. I mean? But that's the thing. There was more officers there. There was more officers. Okay. Yeah, there was. There was a bunch more. There was a bunch of them that pulled up over and got their call on it. So she had officers there. She had backup. Okay. She had rookies. She had some backup. She had some other officers there. But like I said, it happened so damn quick to where she screwed up and made that mistake. Now a kid lost his life. You know what I mean? Yeah. Over a mistake. But like I said, get cuffed up, go downtown and handle it that way. At least you still be alive. You know what I mean? It wouldn't have escalated. It wouldn't have escalated to that point. You know what I mean? And then, like I said, the Adam Toledo deal, man, I'm waiting to see more about this. I'm waiting to see if anybody gonna come here as far as where's his mother at, where's daddy at. I want to hear what they got to say, because what coming out of their mouth right now, I'm still gonna say you still got no damn business having your 13-year-old letting your 13-year-old run the streets at 2:30 in the morning with a gun.
That's
okay,
right.
You got no excuse having your 13-year-old run around that morning and 2:30 in the morning in Chicago run around. His ass be at home in bed, or at least at home sitting up on Xbox or PlayStation doing something, but his ass would have been at home under his roof.
Mm-hmm.
You got no business running the streets, man, at that time of night. Sorry, got no excuse. Curious to hear what they got to say, so I can sit here and go, I'm sorry that you lost your child. I am. Don't think I'm not sympathetic to it. Don't think I'm not sympathetic to the fact that Dante Wright got shot and he's gone now. Okay,
right.
I'm not saying I'm not saying I'm unsympathetic to that. I am. I'm very sympathetic. That's your child. We have children. We grow. You know what? I understand the sympathy behind it. I'm just saying as well.
There's a lot more to it.
There's so much more to it. Exactly. Like I said, the situations that did they unfold? What is it that you taught your child? Why did they unfold? Right. That's what I want.
That's right.
That's it. Right. Because when you start talking, like I said, I'm just start talking. I'm going, where were you? Where were you? How you teach your child? What's your excuse? What's your excuse for your child being, for one, he's getting older though, but his mentality and everything else that comes along with the culture, the inner city culture. And sure, because yes, it is. It is a culture about that. I mean, I get it. I totally get it. All right. But like I said, where were the parents at on this whole deal? Teaching your kid, it's like, man, don't resist arrest or something like that. Just take the rest, go downtown, and you handle it from there. But don't try to fight this battle in the street when you're dealing with police officers. I'm telling you, it's like I said again, I tell my students every single time, you're not going to fight. You are not going to win that in the street. You're not going to win it. As you see, 2 incidences right there that just happened. There you go. 2 kids, 2 lives are lost. It's a street. I'm telling you, man, it's just like, I don't know what else to say. I don't know what to say. Like I said, parents is damn straight responsible for this one, man, along with the other one too. Some of these other ones, man, the younger these kids get and getting caught up, man, and getting shot, and when you see the video surveillance on and stuff, it's, what are you doing? Why are you resisting arrest? Why don't you just comply and then just handle it later? Just comply with it and stay alive. Okay? Cop is not going to hunt you down and shoot you down if you're complying with all his orders that he's giving you. Okay? When you resist arrest and you do stuff like Jacob Blake, you fight 2 cops, you get tased twice, you reach into a vehicle for a knife that's sitting on the floorboard, you get shot in the back. And then you got people trying to riot in the street. Like, what you rioting for? You jump back in the vehicle and there was a weapon right there on the floorboard that he was reaching for. Yeah, he got shot. Of course. You're going to get shot. What you doing? If a cop can't see what you're doing, you reaching for something like that, and you done already fought him. You fought 2 of them. They done tased you twice, and you still moving and won't comply, and you jump back in your vehicle, they're going to assume you're going for a weapon, dude. And lo and behold, there was a weapon. So, bull. I get tired of it, man. I get so tired of people playing the victim, man. I'm tired, dude.
I know, man.
God, it just bugs me, man. It just annoys me so bad. So,
let's wrap it up,
anyway.
Man. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, let's wrap. Hey, everybody. Thanks a lot so much for hanging out. If you hung out with us here with me and my boy, jaw jacking about just, current events, whatever comes up, the last week's events. And I know we'll get on sometime. I gotta fix this mapping this audio out, man. Cause you know me, Nate. I'm gonna be OCD about this shit.
You know.
My boy knows how I am, man. He knows if I get a bug up my ass about something, dude, I'm gonna be OCD about it. I'm telling you, there's been times I've shut my computer off, man, and trying to get my mind off of something I need to fix, and come right back at 2 hours later and fire this thing up, man, and sit up all damn night trying to work on it, man. I've done that. I've done it. That's how I am. I work on this crap till I get it right. So right, it's gonna mess with me, but I'll figure it out.
You get on the game, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, bro? Man. Yeah, because seeing how now that you got time to play, I guess we got to figure out how. Yeah, we got to figure out how to finish out season
That
2.
battle, I gotta get that last gun.
I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about just getting some COD points, man, just to finish it off. It's double XP. I think double XP, double weapon XP, and double tier XP. That's what's been going on since Friday. Yeah, since Friday, bro. You've been too busy.
I missed it.
Yeah, you've been missing most of it. You get a little bit in tonight.
Yeah,
but that's what's been going on since Friday. So
let's get it. All right, everybody.
Let's get it. Hey, everybody, make sure you tune in every Sunday at 7. I know I was running a little bit late here because I was running late getting home. So to fire this thing up, though. So anywhere between 7, 7:30 or something like that, I'll fire this thing up every Sunday. Tune in. Tell your friends, subscribe. Tune in. You can comment right here, man. I'll read your comments off, dude, and just engage with us because we just jaw earth stuff, man. We talk about the topics of what happened in the past week and some other stuff like that. You know, either in the media or whatever, Second Amendment, bills coming by, maybe some gaming and something like that. You hear us jaw-jacking about it now. You see what we do. We have fun with it. You know, me and my boy here just doing a thing. So, guys, if you love it, I appreciate it. Subscribe, hit the like button on this too. Also, don't forget to hit the all bell notification for the notification bell to get all notifications when I go live on this thing. Don't forget, tell your friends, tune in every Sunday, 7 o'clock.